Hey guys, we are one day away from our kickoff for our Amped VBS 2018. I want to just tell you thank you so much for serving. I like to make these videos in kids ministry just to communicate with people and help fill them in. So you all are serving with our elementary students for the week, and I just want to say a huge thank you to you. Tomorrow night is night one. Just remember that we have a meeting at 4:30 tomorrow night to go over some basic information, and then we will have Pomodoro's dinner at 5. And then we'll get to our station so that we can have everything set up and ready to go for when kids start to roll in. They'll all check in at the front with our iPads, so when they come to you, they will have a name tag already on it. It will have their group number on it. You guys will all start in the main auditorium. You'll have a little sign that says your group number so that kids know where to come. Their parents will get printed off a security tag. When their parents drop them off, remind them, I can't give your kid back to you tonight unless you have that security tag or the person that's picking them up has the security tag or a picture of it. That's the only way that I can release your kid to you. So please remember to bring that. Please keep it somewhere safe. Then we'll start with a large group time. Your kids, they're going to worship. We'll have a host to kind of give some announcements and welcome everyone. We will worship, and that will last about 20 minutes. And then you will head off to your 4 rotations. So you'll have a craft rotation, which will be in the community auditorium where the detour room is. You'll have a game rotation, which will be out in the parking lot in between the main building and the care center. You'll have a snack rotation, which will be out in the cafe. And you will have a story rotation, which will be back in the main auditorium, where kids will worship a little bit more and hear the Bible story for the night. So the first night's Bible story is all about Joseph, and our bottom line is live like you know that God is with you. So the story of Joseph, Joseph's brothers sell him into slavery. He ends up in Egypt, and he ends up getting really high, like kind of second in command to Pharaoh, and then Pharaoh's wife accuses him of doing something wrong, and he gets thrown into prison. But in prison, he even is entrusted with everything. The prison guard learns to entrust him with everything. And Pharaoh ends up calling Joseph back up to help him interpret a dream. And Joseph ends up kind of being put in charge of Egypt. And he, in the end of the story, a huge plot twist, ends up saving the very brothers that threw him into slavery in the first place. So it's just an incredible story. Joseph goes through so many ups and downs. And through it all, Joseph believed to his very core that God hadn't forgot about him. Joseph knew that God was with him no matter what. So our question for the first night of VBS is, do we live like Joseph did? Do we believe that God is with us no matter what? No matter what's going on in our families, in our marriages, in our jobs, do we live like God is with us no matter what? And the huge question I want to ask you guys as leaders is, wouldn't it be so awesome if on this first night of our Amped VBS that we could get this core truth into the kids' hearts that are there, that God is with you no matter what? These 5-year-olds, these 8-year-olds, these 10-year-olds. That's right. If they could truly believe that God is with them no matter what.
I peed in my pants.
He peed in his pants. Awesome. Okay, can you guys go in by Daddy for just a minute? Thank you. So they can see that truth through the life of Joseph, and if they believe that God is with them no matter what, through parents' divorces, through sickness, through hard times at school, through hard times with friends, God is with them no matter what.
Even when you're sad.
Even when you're sad, that's right. So just be praying that kids could learn that truth on this first night, that God is with them no matter what. And that's what our story is about, and that's kind of what all their activities are going to tie around. That's our bottom line for the night. God is with you no matter what. So that's I think that's it for tomorrow night and what I wanted to tell you guys. And I just want to close. I told this to my kids ministry volunteers for tomorrow, but my grandma passed away a couple days ago, and she was 81 years old. And now that she's gone, the only thing that matters is that she knew who Jesus was and that she's in heaven. And so this week is of huge importance because we are telling this truth of who Jesus is to kids that are ages 3 up to age 11. And the only thing that's going to matter for these kids in 100 years is that they know who Jesus is. Even when they're 5, is that they know who Jesus is. And this week, we get a huge opportunity to tell 340 kids about who Jesus is that can affect the rest of their lives and the rest of their eternity. So I just want to say thank you so much for serving this week at VBS. I know sometimes it's going to seem chaotic and crazy, but just keep the big picture in mind that 100 years from now, this is the only thing that's going to matter. So thank you so much for serving and leading this week. I'm so grateful for all of you, and we will see you for our big kickoff tomorrow.